think this is it. Yeah, okay. That's cool. Looks like some fun stuff in here. Maybe there's like some good loot at the top. They said there was going to be raiding and things like that. That's kind of cool. So there's going to be levels, obviously, of skills and such. That's kind of cool. We're slowly getting jump. Sprint is 81. Okay. I wonder what kind of fast travel system they're going to put in the game. Let's look at our corpse back here. Do. There's a T for teleport. What do you mean T for teleport? Teleport hold. Oh. Well. Okay, that works. Obviously very placeholder, but that works. Chat, please stop looking at my butt, okay? This is a very serious stream. Found a nice rock. Nice tush. Thanks. All right, just need a couple of branches. Bum, 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 bum. Where do we find, like, iron and stuff? Is there a reason that I came back to the stream and Cohh's in his underwear running around? Well, I mean, it is Saturday. Oh my lord, these branches. These branches! Craggy says, are you new here? Exactly. I'd like to, before we wrap up, I want to take a look at the building system a bit more in depth. See what kind of options it gives. Although I don't know if we're going to know all the stuff we need. Branches. Hey, Cohh, do you have any tips for reading usernames and knowing how they're pronounced? Also love the sweater, and I'm excited for Emberville. Thanks. This is the adorable Luna. Oh, adorkable Luna. Well, considering I just mispronounced your name. No, not really. I mean, just read them a couple times and do your best is the best advice I'd give. There's really no other way to do it. Especially considering there's people all over the world. And, you know, you're probably going to mispronounce many names. I do every day. There's people that have been in the community for years, and I still mispronounce their name all the time. Mostly out of spite, but in many cases out of ignorance. Yeah. So that's how that works. Looking for wood in all the wrong places, chat. In a forest, I feel like getting branches is a lot harder than it should be. Maybe they're not respawning or something. Check trees. I am trying. You think you just like break some branches off some trees? Nope. You should totally be able to hit these and like get some basic wood or something. Maybe these. Come on, man. Help a brother out. Help a naked brother out. What do you even do in this game? Right now, just explore and build. That's basically what this alpha is. It's exploring and building. Survival style crafting. And exploring. Yep. That's what this alpha is all about. From the looks of it. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Yeah. But I think that's about it. Any kind of enemies or danger? Yeah, there's been some wildlife we've run into. We found some, like a human encampment that killed us. Found some imps. Yep. So far, the stream has been 99% underpants. Yes. Put some clothes on? No. Absolutely not. Welp, at this point, I think it would have been faster just to go back to my corpse. Oh, I don't like that if you run by items spamming E, it doesn't pick them up. That's actually a huge bummer. They really should fix that. Yeah, even better, make it so if you run around holding E, it automatically picks everything up. That's the real QOL. That's the king of QOL. Maybe it does that. Let's check. Spamming E wasn't working, but maybe holding E does. Right, there's a granite stone. I'm going to hold E. Nope. Try spamming E. Worked a little bit. Is that a piece there? Did I just run by a piece? Yep, there's a piece right there. Spam, 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 spam. Nope, spamming doesn't work. Dang it. Okay. Where are we? We are way the heck away from our corpse. Okay. You feel like the dev of this game didn't play any other survival games with great QOL? I think this game is an alpha. So I think that a lot of the things that will be good QOL will probably come with time. I will say, considering they're only releasing with a small part of the scope of the game, I would have hoped that a lot of that good QOL was in this public-ish demo. But they do, it is an alpha. They're very clear about it being an alpha. So, you know, it's one of those, I wish it would have been in, but it's fine that it's not kind of thing. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it's a survival building game, but it's clearly an alpha survival building game. Yeah. Sorry, Angelos. Right now, there's just what's on the store. Yeah. Do you know it's 4 maps? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yep. Is there a release date for this game? I do not believe so. I think they have at least another couple years of development, if I'm not mistaken. So we got some time. Sai Saint, thank you, buddy. I'm just about to give up trying to look for these branches, man. Maybe I'm just missing something, but yeah. This has been pretty rough. Yep, strongest part about this game is the performance and the graphics so far, I'd say. The world looks very pretty. The world looks very pretty. Hi, Dimitri. Hey, it's Slide Out. What's up, buddy? How are you? Okay, Dimitri is making me punch random people. It's very rude, Dimitri. Please don't do that. Oh. Oh my god. Wait, Julia? Is that Julia? Oh, there's Julia, right? Is that you, Julia? Where's my phone dinging? No. Come on, bud. Go ahead. He says, hey, yes. Oh, that's awesome. There's Hibbit, too. All sorts of people. I'm off looking for twigs. I'll be back. Hmm. Go. Well, see you later. Pretty much. I'm on a mission to find some wood. Do not out of context that, please. Mm-hmm. Go looking for twigs and people need full houses. Yeah. You need to slow down if you're looking for branches and rocks. You have to actively look for them on the ground. They're distinct but not marked. Okay. There's a log. Oh. Oh, new branch? Nope. Is that a rock? Nope. There's a branch. Nope. Oh, someone, can I loot their corpse? I can revive them? Oh. Bro, what is going on with your arm? Jeez, ow. Snapping my arm to revive that poor guy. Who makes this MMO? I believe this MMO is being made by a company called Mainframe. Mainframe. Hey, nice. Ooh. A little close, but we're okay. What RPG elements did you hope to find? I think I kind of just wanted to see what I believe the devs have talked about in the past. Where, you know, obviously it's not just a game where you go and collect things and mine things and build things. There's a whole other sandbox MMO aspect to it. I mean, it says right here, Pax Dei is a social sandbox MMO with a focus on crafting and building things collectively. So obviously a lot of things come with social sandbox. So I understand that the focus is going to be crafting and building, but obviously you want to craft and build to do something. You know, what's the point of making awesome armor and cool weapons and leveling up all your combat skills if there's not like a cool thing to do with that? So I'm very curious, and I'm very much wanting to see what that stuff is going to be, how they're going to incentivize the player to do it, how engaging that content is going to be, or is it just going to be like tacked on? You know, like I've played a lot of survival crafting games, and this is one of the first that's trying to take that to a grand scale. So my questions revolve around, you know, why am I going to want to play this? If I only have a small group that I play with, why would I play Pax Dei over Like, what was that other? There was another RPG survival crafting game we played for a good while. The one with magic and castles and what's that one called? No, not Conan, but that's one. Not Valheim, that's one. Not Enshrouded, that's one. We played it for a little bit. It's still being made, not Dark and Dark. Light and Dark? It was Light and Dark. Citadel? I want to say it was called Citadel. V Rising is a similar way to do it too. Citadel of Fire? Is that what it's called? Icarus is another survival crafter. Like, yeah, basically the short of it is you guys just kind of proved my point here. There's tons and tons of games that are doing multiplayer survival building crafting. And as somebody who loves MMOs, I wanted to see how much this game is going to differentiate itself from the pack by leaning into the stuff that I like about MMOs and what parts they were going to lean into, basically. Conan is a great example. Conan is a survival. You look at Conan and you can just take out MMO, and that's basically exactly what Conan is a group. It's a social sandbox with a focus on crafting and building things. Gather together with form a part of your clan and try to build a village. You can do all that in Conan. So what is that? What are those 3 magic letters of MMO going to mean for this game, and how is it going to, again, stand out from the games that are already doing similar things? Citadel Forged with Fire. Thank you. So Citadel Forged with Fire is a survival crafting multiplayer building game like this, but it has a huge extensive magic system, tons of enemies to attack, and a big map to explore. So granted, it's not the MMO aspect, but you know, I'm super interested and curious how they're going to make this that interesting product that I hope it's going to become. Yeah. So we'll see. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff isn't in the game yet. So, granted, it's alpha. That's understandable. So, you know, I'm definitely planning on following along with this. And okay, here's open storage. Good call. Let's go. Ow! I'm getting shot in the back. No! Don't! There we go. Plot. Sorry, Julia. Okay, I got my stuff. Let's see. Grr 8. Yep, Scum, Ark. I mean, Ark just released a big thing as well. It's doing its own thing, so. Yeah, gold income. So it's interesting you say that. I 100% agree with Cohh. Otherwise, you'll get a game which will fade after the sponsorship period. In the 10 years I've been streaming, I have seen many games with a foundation exactly like this one. They are in alpha beta for a while. They release. A lot of people play them for a week or two, and then they disappear. I want to know why this game isn't going to disappear. That's like the best way to say it. Like, what about this game is going to... It's cool to have the sandbox. It's cool to have all the creative building. It's cool to have the whole thing. But you've built your village. Your characters are somewhat leveled. You've explored, just like in Starfield, you've explored all the types of encounters there are in the world 3 times. What are we doing now? What now? And I'm sure these guys are thinking about that. I'm sure they are. So that's the kind of stuff I'm very interested in hearing. Because again, an MMO indicates that you're not just playing it for a week and being done with it. So what about this game is gonna answer those questions? Another very interesting thing they're doing with this game that is, I would even consider a little bit risky, is like, I don't know if there's any kind of building degradation or plans for that, but I mean, if you don't have to upkeep your property or anything, like once you're done, are you just done? Like, is that it? Is there any incentive to continue building or expanding or anything like that? Or is it just like, you built your house, you're happy with it, and now that whole building part of the game is done for me. Like, I'm finished. I wonder, you know, are they going to have like, are they going to incentivize players going into new worlds and building new things, or Are they going to incentivize players to continue expanding or rebuilding for some reason? Like, there's a lot of interesting questions that come with finite building scenarios in an environment where you want players to play past the end of their builds, you know? How will sieges and stuff work? Oh, I have no idea. No, I don't know if this game's going to be PvP. Have they talked about the PvP? I don't know if they've talked about players getting their houses destroyed and stuff like that. There will be PvP. Tissy Hull says, I'm confused. Is this an MMO or is it a Conan Arc-like game? No, it's not a survival game. It is a social sandbox MMO. So those three magic letters indicate that they're going to be doing large-scale server stuff. Now, we don't know what the micro mechanics are there, like instancing or layers if you're a Warcraft player, that kind of stuff. We don't know what they're going to do in that regard. Like, for instance, 7,000 people can apparently be on one server. Can all 7,000 people run to the same point on one of the maps and actually see everyone else, or at least to it? Something like that, right? Like, how is that going to work? There's probably going to be instancing or something. Well, okay, how's that going to work? How's the instancing going to work? What's the max level of players in an instance? How is that? Like, you know, lots of questions with stuff like that. So, Lulax says 150 people per shard. Hadron says it's 150 people per layer. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of people. I'm guessing you can move between them as well if you have, like, friends in one layer and you want to join them kind of thing. I don't know if they've talked about this yet. Mad Soy says 7,000 spread over 4 maps, 150 people per zone before instancing occurs. Clan members default to stay in the same instance. Cool. Cool. All sounds good. All sounds good. It's got a nice look for an alpha. The way this game looks and the performance as well is pretty impressive for an alpha. Mm-hmm. I would strongly agree with that. Yeah, I know we're talking critically about a lot of the things about the game, but the stuff that's here, the stuff that's in the alpha is seemingly pretty good. It's missing some QOL because it's alpha on it, you know, obviously, but yeah, I mean, there's you know, there's a lot of pretty good stuff here so far. I'm gathering periwinkle. From this alpha, I can very safely say I will be following this project. I have lots and lots of questions, but I already like what is here. And I definitely want to see how this is going to develop. No question. What if this is for dying or something? What is it? Whoa. What is this for? Periwinkle. A temp description. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Oh, is this something I can mine? No. I think it's used for winkling. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Any building projects right now that I'm doing? I can't seem to really build much stuff. I can build some of these things, but like I don't have clay. I can make some wood stuff, but the thing is, and again, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I don't know what building stuff. I mean, it's obviously just for fun, but one of the things I loved about Valheim is that when you built a structure, there were lots of reasons to do it. You had comfort, so when you rest, things would happen. You'd have to put stuff under a roof or it wouldn't work properly. The thing I'm not really seeing in this game is I don't know how they're going to incentivize building. I haven't really seen anything yet. And every house that I pass seems to have just all their stuff outside, so maybe that's not in the game yet, which is again understandable. But I'm wondering how they're going to address that issue. Why would I want to build anything besides like a shack? And hopefully they'll have some really good answers to that, because I love, I think a lot of you do too, I love when games have building systems that really kind of reward you mechanically for spending time building your things. what was it? That game called Enshrouded, where you had to like build rooms for your people. Like even Terraria comes to mind. Like I loved building in Terraria when you had to make rooms for your people, and like you had to make sure you had like a table and a light and doors, and like I love stuff like that, because it's like then when you have this kind of blueprint of what you need, you can kind of dive in creatively and make it look cool. But if you don't need anything, then it kind of like doesn't feel nearly as interesting, you know? V Rising did absolutely. V Rising was super cool. I love that too. Incentives drive everything. Absolutely. A lot of players are achievement hunters, man. Not necessarily like Xbox 360 achievements. Wow, Xbox 360, that's a throwback. But achievements in terms of, you've given me a challenge. I need to meet these requirements to get a reward. I'm going to do that, get my reward, get my little dopamine hit, and be good to go. Like, you know, that's I think that's a fantastic way to structure an entire game, to put it bluntly. So it adds a lot of reason to all the progression and everything, which is really cool. You need goalposts, or you never know where you're aiming at. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I think that's a good way to say it, for sure. Mm-hmm. That's literally all games? No. That's the thing, not necessarily. A lot of time games are super sandboxy, where it's like, we're not going to reward you for doing things specifically. We're going to let you do whatever you want, and then you can kind of make your own adventure and story. Like that's a very common thing for games to do these days. Sometimes it works, especially in a social environment. Take Rust, for instance. Although even in Rust, one could argue that, you know, building a good base and all that kind of stuff is paramount to survival, which is a thing. But, you know, there's other games that oh, is that a tree? There's other games that do a good job of having a reward structure. We need some battle gameplay. The combat seems very loose right now. Yeah, the combat is loose. I've done a little bit of combat. It's very floaty, and the hitboxes are super wonky. And I think the combat is very, just like Cadron said, the combat's very placeholdery right now. It works, but it's not, you know, it's nothing special.